Welcome! So, part 3 of our Ender Switchwire build series. Yeah, last time we ended up or stopped with lubing up the linear rails, so we completed that. And I also did one thing in the meantime, which was getting off those super nasty pressed pulleys. They really put up a fight. Like, I tried with those like 3D printed like extractor tools, but that was not really going to happen. Like, yeah, this one just split open. There's a nut inside. I tried to use them on stream last time. There's nut inside. It's just like, yeah. So basically the plastic broke. That was one failure mode. This one is actually super strong. And it's 100% infill, like all of those are 100% infill. And this basically twice did the nut break. So those nuts here have the threads ripped out. Same for those bolts. So all the hardware here is broken. So this one survived 2 nuts. And then in the end, the plastic gave in. Like, it looks like a little volcano. So this was completely flush and it's just like bent up. Like, really intense forces, I think. Yeah, so how did I get them off in the end? So I tried with like nice methods, aka those, and in the end I just gave up. I first tried to like use a Dremel, but the problem with the Dremel was that the base plate of the motor is just too close, so basically you can't cut in here, or maybe there's some special like blades or something, but I don't have them. So that did work. And what I then ended up using is an oscillating multi-tool, like one of those cutting thingies that go like this, like left, right. I just tried to cut this. And what ended up happening, like I didn't cut them through, like there's still like some left. The friction of the oscillating multi-tool seemingly heated this entire pulley up. And then it just like slid off. Like it just slid off as I was cutting it. It was just like popping off. It was amazing. And that happened with both of them. So they are like quite broken, obviously, but we don't need them anymore, so that's okay. But yeah, that was quite a fight. Like, it took me also like I think over an hour to get those things off, even with the tools in the end. They really put up a fight. Just put them somewhere where I don't have to see them ever again. So yeah, we have now all 5 motors. So I'm not 100% sure yet how we should kind of like break them up. This one is from the extruder. One of the 2, I don't even know which one, is the one I bought separately. So either we take those 2 for the extruders, and then this would be the XZ and the Y. This would be the only way it makes sense, right? We could also like use those 2 for XZ. And then those for the extruders, but then we still have the weak one on Y. So I'm not quite sure if that makes any difference. So I think I'll just keep those as the XYZ basically, and those 2 will be our extruder motors. I think it's also like what they intend. There's one of the 3 here that has a longer how's it called? Longer shaft. So I assume those 2 will be our XZ and this one will be the Y then. So that would be my assumption. Yeah, but I just wanted to quickly show we have all the pulleys off. So I'm really happy about that. I don't think we need the motors for a second, so I'll just stash them back here. And those we also no longer need. Luckily, yeah, but that's all like all the screws here and the nuts, they are all having like stripped threads, so that's all trash at this point in time. That's a bit of a shame, but in the end, it's just a couple of bolts. So then let's get this up and running. So I think the first action I would do would actually be to get the printed parts, because I forgot to get the printed parts. So let's put up the rails, and then there's like this carriage that goes on top of the Y-axis that then mount to this old part from the Enderbed. So those 4 basically go on this printed part, and then we can put the bed back on top. So that's kind of like the first thing we do. But yeah, let me quickly get the printed parts. I'm super well prepared as always, and then we can install the rails. Give me like 10 seconds. Here we are with a big box of things. I kind of packed them by category. There should be. Yeah, this one is the bag with all the Y things. So these are the printed parts we need. Yeah, and these are the 2 we use for the bed. So the bed basically goes on top of that, and the side parts go against the linear rails. Cool. Let's quickly check in Fusion. Let's quickly check in Fusion what we need. So I already peeked at those screws here. These are M3x8. But then the question would be, what are those? I assume those are M4. Oh, it's also M3x8. It's all M3x8. Interesting. But then how do those screw into there? It's not modeled. Okay. So we need to find something in our tool bag. It must be those. Must be those. Let's see. I thought it was M4, but it looks more like M3 now. Let me get my tray of things. Yeah, I have a couple here already. Oops. And those are the M3 screws we need, and that seems to be a fit. Okay, cool. Although they go in a bit hard, but oh, it's a defective one. There's a cut in the thread. If you can see that. There's like a complete cut in the thread. Let's sort that one out. Okay, cool. So then basically that's all we need to mount those. I think kind of stack that up again. That can go the way. Most likely we need some extra ironic. Just about to install the first linear rail. Me. See. I'm not quite sure how many screws we should put in for the linear rails. Let me quickly check what do they do here. So there's 1, 2, 3. So they do every other hole. Every other hole. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 2, so 6. That's... I now only have one live part cooling again. Oh no. Let's hope you don't have to print any overhangs on that side. That makes such a massive difference. Like if you have only part cooling from one side. That's 5. And that's 6. What's the problem with the part cooling? Did the fan fail, or do you have some wiring issues? Let's see. Oh, the message above. I also killed a fan on my ender. Well, that's bad. I have some spare ones. When now? Was it like one of the radial fans? Solar points on the fan. Oh, that's not good. Hi, Alex. Yeah, this one fits. This one fits. Okay. Let's see. I kind of want to keep those stoppers on here for now. Just move them to a spot where we don't need them right now. And let's just do one after the other. But I don't know. Oh, so I could also make a Nevermore. Don't know whether I should have a single or dual for part cooling. I don't know, like the dual seems pretty overkill, I think. I mean, if you have like something like a stealth burner, right? They also have on like one on top and split the airflow. Like those 50-15, they generate a lot of air. I'm not sure if this is grabbing on. Like that. Okay. So there. And then there is 2 more. I'm not sure if this is smartest way what I do here. Most likely the answer is no. Do this quieter because yeah, okay, well that's true. You can just run them on half speed. But to be honest, like the 50-15s I have in the Nevermore, I mean it's 2 of them and I run them basically at full tilt, and they are not very loud. Like I was quite surprised. I expected them to be much louder, and that was actually quite okay. Like I'm like over the fan noise of the other fans, you can barely hear them. Like it's not a big difference for me whether Nevermore is running or not. Okay. That is on here. I wonder how they aligned it. I think in Fusion it's aligned with the front. Yep. The mouse always turns off. Yeah, it seems like it's aligned with the front. Or does it go in there? No, it's aligned with the front. Okay, let's do the same. Let's just front align it for now. And then we can later check if we need to move it. But it also looks weird because of the designs. It's usually symmetric, but the left side fan is just reversed. Ah yeah, of course. I have a single 50-15 in my new Ender, and it puts out a ton of air because of higher quality fan. So I'm not expecting the same performance from these fans. It's the thing, right? Like those fans get quite expensive. Like if you buy like proper Sunon or something, like they get really expensive really quickly. And it's like always like, there's also like a big difference in performance most likely between like cheap and expensive ones. Like also noise performance, I assume. So I think I would just opt for the more expensive ones and try to not break them. You know, like for some of the installations, for example, like for the for Nevermore V5 and for I think also for Stealth Burner. You need to rip apart the case. That's like kind of a shame because then you can never use the fan for something else again. Screw is a bit awkwardly. Oh, let's switch back. The screw is a bit awkwardly positioned here. Cool. That's one side in. Let's move that stopper to the back position. One side in. Let's do the other side. So again, we need 6 of those. Let's just do it from the back this time. I'm really impressed with those linear rails. Like just before the stream, I tried to figure out which one goes where, and they all feel pretty much identical, which is really cool to see. Like the rails that came for the V0 LEO kit, there was more variance in them. Like you could, when you moved them, there was definitely like a difference. But with those, it's barely indistinguishable. So it's pretty much random which rail enter where now. But they all make a very good impression. Okay, so I think we have the first hole is blank on the opposite side, so let's do the same here. Let's go in here. Put the slot over there. I think it's easier if I put him on the screwdriver first. Oh, this one popped out. Yeah, like really easy to like slide out of the rail. Apparently, new Nevermore Micro doesn't require you to take the fan apart. Yeah, that's true. The V6 doesn't require you to destroy the fan. I'm a bit annoyed because I basically just built the V5 like, well, by now like 2 months ago or something, a bit more. Would I have known that there's a V6 design around the corner that doesn't require me to take apart the fans, I would have definitely waited. Because yeah, like, you know, like if you don't need the Nevermore at some point anymore, or there's a new Nevermore version and the fans are intact, you could technically upgrade. Now it's gone. Like, I'm stuck now with what I have. Which is a bit of a shame. But yeah. As long as the V5 runs, I don't see a problem with it. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice. Don't get me wrong. I think that's the easiest way. If you just like slide in one of the nuts, and then basically just slide a hole over the nut roughly, put in the screw, and then the screw like locked into place. Let's make sure those are aligned on front. It doesn't need to be super hyper precise. We'll have to make sure that they're like parallel in a second anyways. I also leave this screw loose for now, because yeah, I will have to undo that in a second anyways, so it wasn't quite smart to put it in here. That makes you loosen it right away. Okay. Cool. So And let's see our printed parts goodie bag. So we need this part and this part. So I would just, I'm not quite sure what's the smartest now to align that. Let's screw those in first, that they are like on here. And then I think the easiest is just to loosen all the screws. Like put the bed on top, loosen the screws and just make sure that it's running smooth. I'm wondering, technically we should also make sure that they are like level, like not drooping down at the end, I think. I wonder how we could ensure that's best. Let's mount those first. These are the same M3 by 8 screws. And I also see just now we also should maybe put the heated inserts. Oh no, they're nuts from the bottom. So these are M5 nuts. There's no heated inserts, but then we should put in the nuts first, right? Before we put those on. Let me see where we get those nuts. I'm really curious to see how complete this fastener kit is. Because I don't recall seeing M5 nuts here. And indeed, there are no M5 nuts in here. It's a great start. That is a great start. I wonder whether they expect us to salvage those from the ender parts. Because there are M5 nuts here on the same spot. So let's just make sure we use those. Does that? Oh yeah, perfectly. That fits. Let's see. Oh well. Smart person would also secure it on the other side. Huh. Which one is it? That's the success. Okay. I wonder whether we also need the screws. But I think I saw in Fusion that those are M5 by 16. That's what I put out here already. So I guess we only need the nuts. But basically it's interesting because now like we learned that they expect us to use the parts from the ender as well. So it's not like they went through the Fusion file and counted all, I know, like M5 nuts in this case. They also subtracted what you already had from the ender. So I also noticed last time, I quickly watched back part of the stream last week. My microphone was incorrectly configured and all the audio was only on one side, like it was only the left channel. A bit sad. Let's see. Let's just take out the screws and I put them in my collection. in case we need those. Pretty sure we don't need the wheels and spacers. Oh yeah, they're also like more M5. So all the V rollers are basically with M5 nuts. That's good to know. Okay, let's just put this in here. They will fall out, but I think it's easiest to just put in also the M5 group. So we need 4, there's 1 spare. So we could also have learned just now that they have spare parts, or like they overcount the parts they give you. So that might come in handy. Oh. I wonder whether it's smart to put a dab of super glue on those. Because if I now undo that, I'm almost certain that it falls out. Yeah, it's okay. You have to hold it with your finger on the bottom. But they don't fall out. So no super glue needed here. That's good. Let's still keep this screw in here. And add another two of those. If I would have been smart, I would have watched Steve's build stream again of the Switchwire, or the Enderwire he did, because I'm pretty sure that he did something smart with leveling that. Let's put the nuts in here. Those screws in here. Oh, those are tight. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Like it's touching a bit in the middle. I don't think that's a good thing. I would have expected there to be a little bit of a gap in here. You also now see that there's like screw holes in front. Should have maybe checked. I need to get more in the habit of checking fusion better. So exactly, because there's something in the middle here. Is there? I mean, those screws screw into something. Oh, see, there's the belt clip. I know I printed them. Hopefully. Because they're not in this bag here. I've seen those parts. Let me quickly search my printed parts kit. These are all the M4 extruders. That's the tool head. These are the linear rails. And not linear rails, cable chains. That's the electronic stuff. There's also no small parts flying in. Oh. Must have fallen out. Must have fallen out. So these are here. Then I wonder, A, what screw that is. Is it another like M3 by 8? M3 by 12. And I see there's a heated insert in those parts here. So we need to put heated inserts in here. Like there's a heated insert here. And then this is a M3 by 12. Okay, so we need heated inserts. Let me get the soldering iron ready. So those need heated inserts. Then the question would be, what else needs heated inserts? Oh, I'm also funny. I printed a single bed screw. Well, nice try. Wonder whether I should print them now. I don't have filament loaded. I'll print them later. That was an oversight on my end. Okay, so looking at those parts, so we need 2 inserts here. These are the motor mount at the back. I don't think we need inserts here anywhere. Maybe those look a little bit like something goes in here. Let's check fusion. So this is a part that goes in there. And then basically we have the M5 screws in the back here. And then 2 from the bottom. Exactly, that's what I called out. That's this section here. I think. Yeah, exactly. So we also need 2 heated inserts here, most likely. Yeah, there they are. So those 2. And then I wonder, because we have 2 more parts, which I'm not quite sure yet where they need to go. Let's see, let's also show this again. So we have 2 more parts. Where do they go? So this black part here is yellow for us. We only have 1 of those. I wonder where the other parts go. Maybe I mixed them up. But for now, I would say those are all the parts we need for that, plus the front section here, which is not part of the Y. I'm really unorganized. I'm so sorry. Here, that is that part. Oh, I did print more. Those must have fallen out of the... Damn. This also looks like a tensioner we need. And this is the end stop thing. Okay. Okay. So that means we need more screws. 1, 2, 3. Not more screws, more nuts. So we have to disassemble another set of those. Then the question is, do we have any heated inserts here? I don't think anything goes in here. That's a screw from the front that I think pulls this tensioner here. It's really bad at focusing right now. So there's this tensioner. Like, everything being black is not really helpful. Here we go. So this tensioner goes in here, and there's something in here. The belt basically comes from the front. It's not a very nicely printed part. There's a lot of artifacts around the corner. That's okay. Okay, so I'm still not sure where those go. This goes against something V-slot like. There's a V-slot thing. They don't fit together. Okay, let's keep them separate for now. And let's see where we find a spot for those. Do we need a heated insert in this part? Let's check that as well. No, that seemingly screws directly into the plastic. What about... There's the M3 nut. Okay. Then we have all the heated inserts we need here. So it's those and those. Okay. I think it's better to double check everything. Without a manual, it's easy to make mistakes. It's the first one. I think I put up the temperature a bit. I'm now at 227, but can't remember what I had before. I think it was also something around that. Okay. Those are in. Quite close to my finger. If I push from the back, but it's far enough away. Yep, and then two more. And the last one. Okay. All the heated inserts. are done. Then we need 4 more nuts for that, but I think we can do that a little bit later. Let's first get everything installed. I'm a bit concerned about that. I wonder whether I should like sand off a bit. That there's like not there. I don't think they should touch. There's not a lot, like it's like there's not a lot missing. So let's just quickly get one of those off. And I don't think I have a file or sandpaper here. No, I don't have anything here. I have to quickly get that. Give me a second. I'll grab some sandpaper and then we can like sand it down quickly. 1 second. Okay, I only have 240 grid at the moment, so that might be a bit annoying, but let's get sanding. Still a bit. It's already better. Yeah, it's definitely better now. Let's do a bit more. Just we have a little bit more play in that thing, so if it's like pushed together, that there's we don't over constrain the linear rails. Let's see. Okay. Put that over here. Let me get rid of the dust quickly. Use a bit of water. Okay. So, get the ender back, and then we can put the screws back in. So basically my idea why I did that is that like if the bed pushes those together, like there's a bit more like play in the system, that like we have a little bit more flexibility. Okay. And I think we have to do the belt first. Because once we put it on the bed, right, we can't access those I mean, we can tighten screws from the front, of course, but we can't put the belts in, which already now would be a bit challenging. Because we loosen those. I have the feeling the rails sit a bit low. Because like this carriage, it basically touches the extrusion. So I think the rails should like go up a bit. Oh. Yeah. Now it's good. So we should maybe just align them towards the top of the, because they have a bit of play vertically, so we should just, guess, pull them up as much as possible. Okay, so then we need to do the belts, which means we need to have this one in place, right? Yeah, we have to have this one in place and the motor on the back. Let's see where we looked at. So that is a little bit above. And then the motor on the back. Now my question is this one of the motors with the... What motor is that? That's my question. Because we have different lengths of the shaft. So we have... Yeah, those two. Those two we have. We quickly check which one they use there. That's the easiest, is just to quickly measure, and that's, yeah, 20-ish. So that is the one with the longer shaft, I think. Yeah, this one has 20-ish. 20-ish. So it's the one with the longer shaft. I think this also came from the Ender's Y-axis originally. So how do they face the motor? Oop. Is the connector facing down? Or is the connector's just not modeled? Connector's just not modeled. Because I don't think we can face it down. So I think the smartest way to do it is to face it towards this direction. Oh, sorry. Face it towards this direction here, because all the cables can go under the deck here. Or is there space on? No, there's no gap here. So that, oh, there's also a small gap here. Okay, let's face it forward. Let's face it forward. Turn it around. So this would be the orientation with the sticker on top. And those have the heated inserts on the back. This is basically how it all goes together. Let me quickly check what uses screws here. Must be M3, but which length? M3 by 40. M3 by 40. They should stand out. That's quite long. Here, M3 by 30. Yeah, M3 by 40. So we need 4 and we have 7. I hope we don't need 8. Okay, just go in from the top. That's not very talented. And we also need a pulley. I wonder whether we should have first mounted them. Yeah, I think that makes it easier. Let's quickly get it out again. It's easier if we first mount it to the frame. And then let's put the pulley on the motor. Then we also should check what we need here, right? That's M5 by 16. That's the pack I put out already. Maybe. Put all the printed parts back. Nope, seemingly I put it back. 516, here we go. I'm fairly confident that we have quite a bunch of them from the Ender as well. We have those. They're definitely, yeah, it's like 10 or something. They're definitely shorter. Okay, let's use the ones prescribed. Oh, it goes on like this. I'll just let them loose for now. You can align that all a bit. Oh. That's this one. Maybe also give you a little bit. I'm sure we can actually. No, that's a bit limit of my motion here. Okay, it's kind of the best I can do for now. Okay, just tighten that. Perfect. Then pulleys. Let's get our parts box. And here are the pulleys. Perfect. They come with grub too. So here, I'm not 100% certain if it would make sense to flatten one side. Flatten one side of the shaft so that the grub screw has something to grab on to. there might just be quite a ask to file like a flat side on that. I mean, it aligns all. It aligns all. Yeah, I really wonder whether I should like flatten that. I guess once I tighten that on two sides, it should be technically fine. We should put a bit of thread locker on here. Will this slip? Yeah, thread locker will use Alex. I have it over there. I just wonder whether it makes sense to like flatten the side. It might be just like quite painful to do so. But I guess that would make a lot of sense, right? Because otherwise I fear that would slip at one point in the future. Yeah, let me grab a key file. Be right back. Okay, I have a file. I think this will take a second. Especially because the shaft rotates. I wonder whether I should use a power tool for that. Just I mean, I'm scratching it. The problem is just that the shaft slightly rotates, of course. By slightly, I mean quite a bit. So we need to stop the shaft from rotating. I'm pretty sure there's like a super simple solution to do that. And I'm not aware of it. Yes, I could grab the shaft. Maybe that's easier if I hold the shaft. Let's see, so we flatten this side here. And we do it like this. Yeah, it's flattening, yeah. Will still take like 5 minutes, so. Yeah, it's definitely flattening. It's quite quick. Maybe you can see it already on camera. But there's the flat spot for sure. Wonder whether that's already enough. Let's show you. So there's definitely a flat spot. Oh, I actually accidentally piled 2 flat spots, one small one, one big one. Let's do a little bit more, just for good measure. I need to make sure I'm filing the right one. Get rid of the dust. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely flat. I'm really not sure if this shows up on the camera. So then over here we have our good old Loctite. I'm not sure if those actually come pre-applied with pre-applied Loctite, but I don't think so. No, definitely not. Okay, then let's add a drop. I wonder whether we should do that now already. Yeah, we have to. That's a bit of metal dust. Maybe we should have put a little bit of tape over the bearing. Okay. So let's put a drip of Loctite in here. Okay. And then let's align one of them with our flat spot. We'll need to align that later. Oh. I once accidentally glued a pulley to a motor shaft. It required some heat to get loose again. Yeah, well, I think you weren't here yet when I showed. That's what's left of the pulleys. I completely butchered them. There was really like a hard fight to get those off. It was quite funny, like I used the oscillating multi-tool in the end. And the multi-tool basically, like while cutting it, like it created friction on the part seemingly. And I didn't even have to cut it through, it just like slid off at the end, which was really nice to see. So it's also like heat helped a lot. I think it's also why everyone recommended to like use a blowtorch or something to heat up the pulley when removing it from the ender motor. Like they put up a real fight. tighten this one already. And then I think it's smart to put the belt through. Maybe we should have done it before. Even. Okay. Let's put the belt through. That should come out somewhere in the middle here. And then we can put it around here. And then we can install on the front section we need to assemble the idler here. Then we have a belt run, I think, which would be really cool. Okay, so the belt is the question, because I'm not quite sure how long that needs to be, should be. And they don't have it modeled here either. I mean, from quick back of the napkin math, this is like 40 centimeters, I guess, right? Back to forth. So it's like a meter of belt, I would say. Just to be sure, 1 meter. This looks like suspiciously little belt. For some reason, my music stopped. Oh, it was on the end, the playlist. And autoplay is still off. I actually had one stream where I accidentally had the autoplay enabled in YouTube Music. And then at the end of the royalty-free music, it was started playing like random music, and I got like not copyright strikes, but like people complained. Like nothing happened, but I assume because like I have like 2 views and don't have any like monetary income from those streams. Yeah, see, that would have been better before. No, it's a bit difficult. Let's put it up so gravity can assist a bit. And we have a success. Yeah. Let me put those screws to safety. So, belt in the front, belt in the back. Let's just do really rough what we need. And then some. So I guess if we cut it like this, this should be plenty. This should be plenty. And then this is enough for one of the XC runs, and then I have a second belt, which should be enough for another one. So okay, then I guess let's just fix one in place. We could have done before cutting it actually. And for that we need M3 by 12. Let me double check. Because if I don't double check, it's wrong what I do, and then I have to redo 20 things. It's always how it goes. So it's this screw here. I wish I would just like tell you when you click on it what it is. There's most likely some trick to figure it out quite quickly. Bad carriage. By the way, I'm clicking through a tree, but that is not part of the screen capture. Yeah, M3 by 12. Let's quickly check our little box here. This is 16. 16, whatever, way too long, way too long. That's M3 by 8. 3 by 12. Okay, so far we did not miss any screws. I'm very, very happy about that. And we will need 4 of those. No, let's just put like way too much belt through. And then I think it's better to just turn it around. Closer view. So. Put that through. Okay. Yeah, I should have cut the belt after doing that. I mean, basically could have judged very accurately how much belt we would need. Now we wasted belt. Let me hold the belt. I guess this needs to be quite flush. Yeah, it needs to be super flush. Because the bed goes directly on top of that. Like the aluminum plate. This one here on the side, which you don't see. Tighten that. We still did not align the rails. It's also still on the to-do list. Yeah, well, I mean, it needs a bit more, but I think we I added a healthy margin of error here. Okay, cool. So then one side of the belt is done. Yeah. Hit everything. Then let's figure out how the front idler works. So that's this part here. Let's figure out first the screws. So the belt comes in here. Yeah, so it's like this. I'm not sure if the camera is in focus actually. It's really hard for me to see. It is. Now I tipped over my screen. Excellent. Like I have a massive glare on my screen from the overhead light. Makes it really hard to see like those black details. Okay, so screw-wise, I would assume we have the same screws here as on the back. Ah, see, there's this part. Okay, that's a mystery part we had still laying around. That's this one. So this goes on like this. And then we need 2 heated inserts here, most likely. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see it hovering here. Let me quickly give you the full screen of that. So we need this heated insert. Oh wait, but that's going into, that's a different one. Here we have 2. And this is... What are you? You are also M3 by 16. It was quite logical. And then we need to assemble this. So let's quickly do the heated inserts and then we piece together this here. Let's see. Let's quickly put the ender to the side. Not forget to go back. And then 2 heated inserts. Oh, I could have turned it on before. You wait for it to heat. Second one. Perfect. Okay, so that goes on here, but we have to do it later, right? Because we have to access the screws first. I kind of wonder for what this is good. Because this part doesn't physically move. So I wonder why this, because there are like those slots in here. Wonder how that goes together. We will find out very soon. Okay, I of course did not get out any additional M5 by 16 because I'm not a very smart person sometimes. Here we go. 2 more. And that is the turquoise. They call it turquoise, right? Turquoise. Up. Oh, we also have to put in the idler first. Otherwise we can't access that anymore. Idler first. Okay. Then again, put this to the side for a second. Let's quickly see what we need here. So we need 2 of those, 2 skims, and what are you? You are M5 by 20, and we need an M3 nut in here. There's M3 nut, M5 by 20, and the bearing stack is 2 of those, and then the M5 1mm spacer. Okay, I think I saw everything we need at some point in here. So that's there's one. Oh, that's M5 60. That's not a 16. The bag says M5 by 16 and M5 35, but this is not a 16. Like this is a 16, this is a 20. and I can prove it to you. It's a 16. Oh wait, those are 12s. 10. Okay. Where did I screw up? So this is a 16. And it clearly says M510 here. I think we needed 12s, but maybe I misremember right now. M520. Here we go. Yeah, but this is also exactly one, so don't lose that one. Don't lose that one. So this goes in here and it screws directly into plastic on the other side. Oh wait, we needed the shims. And we need 2 of those. I hope those are enough for all the belt runs we need. So we need 1 of those, and then we need the bearing, which I have in this mess of a bag. Here we go. Two of those. I really wonder, I think they have different dimension as the ones from the Ender. Which I don't have. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. Just curious if those are the same as on the Ender, but I think they were not. Okay, so we have, oh, the M3 nut. Almost forgot it. M3 nut in the front. Do we have an M3 nut here? Are they kind enough to give us the M3 nut? I don't see any nuts. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. No, M3 nuts. Okay, but I have one here, I think. Barely 13. We have a couple here. Not sure, they must have come from the Ender, but I can't recall which part of the Ender used M3 nuts. Okay, let's also get this screw out right away. And then let's pull in the nut. It's the M3 by 16. It's a lot of hardware we need right now. M3 by 16. Here we go. Okay, let's just put this in, and then we can. It's quite tight. Okay, perfect. Now we can just pull this nut into the pocket. Okay, then now one shim, and then another 2 bearings, and then we put one shim there at the end. try to align it all. Here we go. And that screws in on the other side, just into the plastic, which is fine, right? Like, because you just have tension in this direction. Like, doesn't really matter. Okay, then the M3 nut is in the pocket. Let's put this in here. And make sure that we capture the nut in the pocket. Yeah. You don't see it, but the screw is in. So this M3 screw basically now is our tightening mechanism. Or not tightening, our belt tension mechanism. Let me quickly move everything out of the way. And now, finally, we can screw this on here. Let's run the belt first. That will also make our life tremendously easier. Smart people would have put on the belt before putting it in there. I think we need to pay our stupidity with extra steps. Let's get this out here. The tooths are facing up, and then it just goes through here. And back. Yeah. That could have been worse. That could have been worse. Okay, and the nut is captured. I tried to keep the screw here quite loose for now, so we have the most potential to tighten it, but I also don't want it to be like on one screw thread. And it's impossible to see. I guess let's see. Okay, now it's completely out. Okay. Okay, now it's pushed again. So let's just do like a couple of turns. And now I think this is like the frontmost position that is kind of like secure. Like we will tighten it anyways a bit, right? I just want the thread of the nut to be like fully engaged, that you don't have like just like one turn of the screw inside the nut. That would not be good. Okay, now this goes on. And having a manual is definitely making things easier. I really don't like how this part is printed. I mean, not so late, I didn't see that before. But not a pretty part. It's a shame. I wonder what happened there. Like, that's quite a bit of ringing and like artifacts. Okay, let's put that through here. There's like a tiny gap. Where did I put? I put out screws for that. Where did they end up? Oh, I put them in here. Here we go. Just make sure this is already quite tight. Again, just that we have the maximum maximum range later to tighten it. Tension it. Not quite sure why I always say tighten is technically also correct, I guess. You put it in the... Oh wait, what's that? I think I have the wrong part here. Oh no, I just do it wrong. That's I had it the opposite orientation. Like the toothing needs to go to toothing, obviously. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, well, there was quite a bit of extra. I guess let's keep a little bit for now. This is wasted. What a waste. Okay, so we need to do two things. So this is not super tightened yet. So we most likely have to pull out. That's why I left a bit more here. So I will loosen it again and just pull a couple more teeth from here before we start tensioning it with the tensioner on the front. Before we do that, I think we should do two things. First, we need to like now align the linear rails. Like this one is still not tightened. So let's make sure. I think if we just tighten them towards the top, then we should be quite good. And then we just need to see that that it doesn't bind. So towards the top, it's just that the rail is like parallel to the extrusion. And then I would most likely, let's do one side. Let's tighten the one side all the way to the top. And then we can do the second side. Hi, Collie. I did not see you yet. Don't cut it. No. Like there's still plenty to pull. I just like looped it around and I added like so much like extra like wiggle room. It's like the other side looks worse. Anyone else? Which side? Like this is not yet. I mean this is off. Like this is where we start. So we can only pull on one side now. Technically, we can also loosen it both and like pull one a little bit, but that should be fine. Unless I have like a massive problem now. The other side looks worse. Oh, why do you think it looks bad? Like this one is flush, of course, but also like the aluminum plate will sit directly on top, so it has to be flush. Just finished work. Yeah, I luckily I'm off on Saturdays. No worries. Cool. Then let's loosen the linear rail and make sure that one side of the linear rail is all the way to the top, and then we can make sure that they are like nice and parallel. It's like terribly out of focus right now. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's just make sure that this one is tightened towards the top. Make sure that that's all loose. Oh, there's one more screw here. There was a cap. Let me try to focus it a bit for you. There's another screw here. So now it's loose. Let's press this one up. And let's press this one up, and then this should be at least parallel to the extrusion. Quickly tighten the rest of them. Okay, so now the rail should be parallel to the extrusion, and now this one, let's also make sure that the other side is completely loose. There's some grease in here. I have to clean that. Okay, so this now is like loose now. Now just move it to one side and tighten the first screw. And then I would move it to the opposite side and tighten this screw. And hopefully those two rails are now parallel. Let's see if we get any binding if I move them back and forth. No, moves nice and smooth. Yep. No binding, no binding. Perfect. Then let's do the following. Let's align the pulley on the back. It's just like one black blob. I'm really sorry. Let's see. So I think that looks not too bad. Let's loosen one screw completely. Question is, which one is the flat side? Because I don't want to lose our flat side spot. Maybe should have marked it with a... Okay, so let's see. Make this kind of parallel, and the belt shouldn't touch the pulley either. I think somewhere here. I should go in a little bit more, I think. Kind of aligned. Okay, maybe we need to tighten this a little bit more before we can do that. Let's tighten it a bit first. I would just pull like a couple of teeth here. Can you actually see that? Yeah, that works here, right? But I need to exit it from the other side. So let's just... Oh wait. This one was green, so let's just loosen them. Better than V-builds. Yeah, like the V-builds are such a pain. Like also, I'm never sure if I have the V-builds like properly lined. Like for me, they're always like... There are any. Like those look okay, but I always have like flat spots and stuff. Like especially with the beds, those wheels were always terrible. I'm not sure. I think there was like, because I remember. There was one spot in the rail where I had like a little snap, basically. Like you could feel when you moved the bed over that spot that there was something. But it wasn't the wheel itself. Like I swapped the wheels and I still had the same thing. So there must be like some dent in the rail or something. there must be some dent in the rail. So yeah, like the linear rails are definitively an upgrade. Okay, just pulled 2 teeth, I think. I think that's as good as it gets, and then we have to use the front idler to get more. Okay. It's tight. Yeah, it's already quite okay. Let's get a little bit of tension here. I keep using this elm peak. That's the wrong one. It's always the green. Bit too tight. I think this should be fine. It runs really nice. Like, I really like those linear rails. Okay, but I think this is already pretty good aligned. Like, the belt doesn't. I'm not sure if we can see that in this black mess. Maybe not. So the belt doesn't touch on either side. There's a little bit of like gap on both sides on the pulley. So the belt doesn't align or touch with the pulley sides. So this is already pretty well lined. What did you do to get the old pulley off? Well, let me quickly tighten both screws here and I show you. So I showed it briefly in the beginning of the stream. That was quite a fight. So that was my attempt with the printed parts. Like they're all 100% infill, like they just split, basically. Like the nut cracked, like just cracked the part. You see it here, like it just started cracking on the top. This one is my favorite. Like it just like you see how it blows out. Like it's just like it was completely flat, right? It's just like plastic being like pulled up by the nut inside. This one was the strongest one. It survived 3 nuts. So the threading on those nuts is just gone. Like the bolt pulled through the nuts, and this part was stronger than the M5 thread. The third nut is what you see here. That's the third nut. And the pulleys did not move a millimeter, like not even a tenth of a millimeter. Like there was no movement whatsoever in those pulleys. They were just on there. So what I ended up doing, like at some point, like I stopped using the nice methods. I started cutting them. Like you see, I'm not sure if you can, if it focuses, like you see there's a, like I broke off the top ring, like they're really like busted now. I started cutting them. I started cutting them with a Dremel tool, but then I realized that the Dremel tool, it doesn't quite work. Because if the pulley is on here, the base plate is just too close for the wheel of the Dremel tool. So what I ended up using is an oscillating multi-tool, like those, you know, like where you have the blades facing forward and then like the blade just oscillates back and forth. So I just use that to cut in here. And then what happened actually, like they're not cut through. What happened actually is the friction of the multi-tool, like cutting in here, heated up the pulley so much that like I was just able to like move it off with the multi-tool. Like it slid off. So the metal expanded. I mean, that's how these are like heated up, put on the shaft and cooled down, right? That's how they're pressed on. So by heating it up, basically, it just slid off. So that took me the better part of an afternoon, like trying out the printed parts and like reprinting them, and the printed parts failing over and over. Yeah, so I mean, some people had success with these printed parts or printed tools. I did not have any success with them. Yeah, that is all I can say to that. Like for me, maybe mine were like more pressed than for other people. No clue, but like there was like no budging. So I think if you want to get them off, oscillating multi-tool if you have one, but I guess it's not like in everyone's toolbox. And the other option, I guess, would be to get like a press fit gear puller, something from Amazon. The problem is like there are some that are too weak. Like most of them are not strong enough to pull off the pulleys of the ender motors. They're made from aluminum and they just break. But then like my point being, this motor is brand new. This is a Creality replacement motor. This is brand new and it costs 10 euros. So if you now pay 20 euros for like one of those like puller tools, you can just buy 2 new motors. So it's like, if you need to buy tools, at this point I would just buy new motors, to be honest, because then you have like more motors and like this tool I wouldn't know what to use it again for in the future, right? Yeah. So at this point, if you don't get them off, I would try, like if you want to do this mod, try to get them off. If you get them off, amazing. If you don't, go to AliExpress and just buy 2 motors for like 10 euros each. Those Creality motors are so cheap. It's just like not worth, just not worth the effort. And then you can use them for some hobby project, I guess. Okay. I'm always scared of this step, but I guess I can cut them flush. Flush it is. Cool. I'm really happy. Like, this was the part that scared me the most. And now for the easy part. We just put the screws in here because they're like nuts on the bottom and they fell out. Like now they're like captured by the linear rail, but before they fell out. I think we can also remove those stoppers here at the front. No. The back, we still have to install the end stop. That's the original ender plate, or like base plate that goes on here. Let's quickly check which orientation that wants to be installed in. I think it doesn't matter in the end. So the chunky side. Is it like this? I'm looking from the back. Wait, let me orient that the way I'm looking at it. And the super thick part is in the back. Yeah, okay, so I have it oriented correctly. So that's how it goes on. Question is, maybe let's install... Oh, we forgot heated inserts here. Let's install those first, of course. And then there's also quickly check that in Fusion, but there's like this part here where the chain mounts to. And I'm kind of certain I will regret that. But this part... One second, I dropped something. This part is printed from PLA, like all the yellow parts are PLA, so it's purely for aesthetic reason or like aesthetic parts. I mean, it should be fine. I don't think this will get hot here or anything. Should be fine. But yeah, the yellow parts are PLA, so the printer is really, really black because all the parts that are in some form like important, let's call important, need to be printed from the black ABS. Okay, let's get 2 heated inserts. Oh no. Wait, stop. How does it go in here? Oh, other direction. So the screws face downward. And the heated insert goes in the yellow part. Oh god, okay. That's commitment. If I have to replace the part, I have to pull off the bed. That was not the plan. Okay, well. It is what it is. Okay, so the screws go facing downward here. I'm trying to get it out. Then the question is, what screws? Let me see. Isn't there like a reveal in browser? Something? Find in browser, here we go. You don't see that, but it's M3 by 8 to 2. M3 by 8, it's, oh, we still have exactly 2 left here. Perfect. Okay, so let's then... Let's just do this here. Yeah, like the PLA and heated inserts is not going as nicely together as ABS. It's like a little bit more springy in a certain sense. Let's see. This one doesn't want to go in. And then we need 3 more in the front, of course. Here. I can't really push down on the y-axis. It's one thing I noticed, the y-axis, like it's not loose. But if you press in the front of the y-axis, like it goes down like quite a bit. But I guess it's also the reason why you can't use shit, blank. The touch, how's it called? The bed level probe, the one with the linear rail. Oh god. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That one. You can't use it with the Switchwire. Because the bed isn't sturdy enough. And I guess the Enderwire is even worse than the real Switchwire. Okay. All heated inserts are in. I guess we can just drop the screws in first. It's on. And now we can put on the bed. Just have to lift the nut with my finger from the bottom. Just a tiny bit for the screws to catch it. Okay, let me quickly double check that I have the right orientation now for that aluminum plate. So looking from the back, the fat side is, yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's quickly tighten that. Need to see, I mean, this should be kind of like in the right angle, right? How do we check that? How can we check that? Maybe if we... I'm just putting this here against. How can we check that? Where can we land it? I guess if it's a little bit crooked, it doesn't matter because we can also like quickly almost tighten it, so we can just move it a little bit. Okay, so how do we check that this is straight? I think one thing we could do, that's the X. So put this, I mean, it can be crooked this way, right? Let's just push. Ah, perfect. It just fits in the V slot. So now we can just push against that. And do it fast. No, let's not push in it, but like just on the bottom. And then this should be square. Tighten it down. Perfect. We still have to cut it to length. That will also be fun, because I don't really have proper tools to do something like that. So that's that. Let's install the end stop on the back, because then we can get rid of those temporary stoppers. The end stop is this beautiful part here. Technically, like I will do it sensorless for everything but that. So technically you can mount the end stop on here. That's the intention of this part. But for us, we need more M3x8s. Let's also just check what they use. I'm pretty sure it's M3x8. But let's check. Let's this part here and then find in browser. M3x8, yeah. M3x8. We used quite a bunch of those already. But so far the kit has everything we need. Grab a whole bunch of them. Let's just grab all of them. So for me, I just installed this part that I can't slide off the bat. I hope this is, we need to check that in a second. But I hope this will be good enough. So this is mounted from yeah, it's just directly at the back of the rail. So I guess we can put in just enough here. And nothing here. Very nice compared to the V0. The rule against the rights. Collie, sorry, I didn't see your message. Yeah, but that's kind of what I came up with. Thanks for the tip. Let's see. It's in. I think it's. Let me quickly get this one out again. I want the. Oh. The screw hole to the outside. So it's hidden behind the part we're screwing in. Oh, it's the wrong way. Wait. Oh no, it's the right way. I'm right. Okay, so now I just hope that although we don't have to switch on that, this will stop the carriage from leaving the rail. No, it doesn't grab. If we need something on there, we can install the switch. I just have to find it because I already had the end stop less. Need to see where the board is then. Here we go. Okay, that's... Oh, that's as close as it gets. Ah, right. The way I oriented this nut here, it collides with the nut of the linear rail. So it needs to go in this direction. Oh, where's the screw? That's a bit... I regret not putting that on before. Let's try to get it aligned. Here we go. And now that goes right against the rail. Okay, here we go. Now the question. Yeah. That stops it. So that's our Y carriage. That's it. There's a bit of binding down the middle. Sometimes. Yeah, there's a bit of resistance. That wasn't there before. I have to move it quickly. Oh, okay. most likely this aluminum part kind of like disagreed with the alignment of the rails. Let's just loosen one side again. Oh. Or we never tightened one side. Also possible. Okay, so now this thread is loose. Let's pay attention to not... Okay, yeah. I just get my down key here. Yeah, now it's better. So screwing on that thing changed something a little bit, and the rails were binding in the middle. Make sure to tighten all the screws. Oh, but now the rail isn't on the front. Ah. And again, we still want our rail nicely aligned to the front. Should be aligned to the front. Do the front one first. Yeah, perfect. And then let's make sure to tighten them all. This is such a massive upgrade for this printer. Like, you can argue whether it's like worth the money or not. Most likely not, but I mean, the kinematics of the Ender are quite simple. I mean, they're good for what they are, right? Like, the goal of the Ender is to be cheap. For cheap, it's good, right? Like, it's a perfect first printer. But it's not nice. This brings me joy. This just brings me joy. Cool. Where are we? 2 hours. Yeah. Perfect. Then I guess what we can do now next is we can build the entire like grills and everything. I do have some deck panels here. So I think it would make sense to do this first before we start putting on the bed. Oh, here, by the way, that's what I meant. So if I press down here, you see how the back lifts? And I think that's like it definitely got worse because like now you only tighten it with like 2 screws here, right? Because we moved it like basically like the 4 screws were here and we moved basically 1 step forward. But now like there's a lot of play in there. And I mean, I can double check that I have it tight. But I'm really certain that I have. It's a bit better actually. Another tiny bit. I was like careful with like the aluminium to not over tighten that. Yeah, it's still like it lifts on the back, but now it's like it's definitely better, but it still lifts. So I wonder, just like to improve stuff a bit, whether we should like add a bracket here to like tighten this here. Like, I mean, we can do it at the end, right? Like this is the electronics compartment at the end. If we just add like another bracket here, just to like give this a little bit more rigidity. Technically, it shouldn't matter because like, you shouldn't press down on the bed. But then I'm not very friendly sometimes with my printer and I press on stuff. But it's also like, I mean, it's also support on the front in the end, right? there's more support here, what we build now in a second. Yeah, let's build the grills first. I was actually looking forward to that. This whole thing. There are a lot of like inserts. Lots of parts. Lots of parts. Okay, let's do the heated insert first. Oh, by the way, this one I kind of assembled already. Couldn't resist. This is like the fan grill from Steve. He made that for his. I like it. There's a fan already inside. I adjusted the back piece I made myself. Or it was a variation of what Steve did, because my fan was a little bit like a different dimension. But yeah, it's a very nice fan, by the way. Okay, so we have tons and tons of heated inserts here. So these parts, they also have heated inserts, some of them. So these don't, like the yellow parts don't. Heat insert free. The side parts have two here. All of them. Oh, and I made a the printer will be headless. So this one I also made myself. It's a variation of the original one where we just don't have mounting options for displays in the middle. These are like blacked out because there's a screw hole in the middle that goes here somehow. There's one part missing, this one. This goes here and then this goes here. Oh, we do it in a second. Now I'm still wondering where this goes. I had it in my y-axis. Oh, I know what it is. I know. The Ender 3 V2 needs the spacer part. For some reason. I don't know why, but if you have a V2, you need the spacer part. But I don't have a V2 and I printed it and I remembered that I was thinking like I wouldn't have had to print it now. Okay, let's just start on one side. Let's pile everything on one side and then like as we install heated inserts, move it over. This one is done. Okay. Let me also grab that soldering iron now. Just put them in here already. Slowly, like I really like this face, like where it slowly starts to look like a printer, not like a bunch of extrusion. I could have turned on the iron already. Let's give that a second to heat up. And you know, like now we have a bad carriage and it looks like a printer. I like that. It's like the little joys of life. Yeah, I feel like I need a bit more temperature on the iron. I can't remember what I had before. I think I was 230, but like 230, like it's such a pain to like push them in. Oh, that was way too deep. Oops. Not sure if you see that, but it's quite deep. Hey. Bring it a bit closer. Now it's a bit too easy. Let's try the 250. So those are done. These get at least, they also get in the end, at the end, 2. Fairly certain. Or they are like, these parts are put together like that. This could be like heated insert. Yeah, I think this is a heated insert here. Let's double check. Yeah, it's a heated insert, but let's double check. I don't want to put heated inserts in places where we don't need heated inserts. Just do those. Yeah, let's do the 4 here. Yeah, 250 seems to be a nice temperature. Yeah, that's a nice temperature. Okay. Let's quickly double check how they are put together here. Yeah, see here? There are 2. So we have those 2 and then the 2 on the side. So that's for this part only. Then those parts are done. Now we do the exact same thing twice, or like not twice, again. So. These are all the heated inserts we have for the printer, excluding the tool head and the extruder, I think. Yeah. They come with their own heat inserts. I didn't put them in here yet. But that's how many they give us. And the 2 on the end. Focus is not really working right now. Here we go. And that's it. These are those. Let's see. I don't think we need one here, but we need one here on top. And there are 2 more of those. I'm not sure if we need. Yeah, we also need heat inserts here. Oh, sorry, here and here. Oh wait, and we also need. Ah, here there are more. Oh god, so many. Okay, so those are not yet done. The skirts seem to consume like 90% of all the heated inserts. That's a lot of heated inserts. I think I never had so many heated inserts in one go. Okay, now it's also done. So we have 2 here. I can make it work. If I would be smart, I would. Yeah, I'm smart. Let's be smart. Let's quickly remove that. Put all this. Screws over. Remove the pen. Okay. I think once we have the skirts on, like it starts to look like a Switchwire. And I'll start to understand why some people use like the heated insert presses. Like if you have to do like so many, it starts to make sense. And more on the front. And one here. And I think then we're done. It's the first stream we make proper progress. Like the last stream, the first one was like the technical issues, and the second one we got super stuck on some things in the disassembly. That's the first stream where we actually built something. That's also in. Let's double check if we missed something. All heated inserts are here. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't focus for some. Oh, it focuses on the tip. Okay. My bad. I was like, why doesn't it focus on everything here, but focus on that tip? Okay, so we have everything here. I don't see any further. We missed here and here. So this one gets 2 more. This one has the same. And both are done. Last 2, hopefully. I'm almost certain we forgot something. Looking at those parts, but they're definitely like free. Oh yeah, I had to split that because it barely didn't fit on the V0. It was like, it's ever so slightly longer than the other ones, and that extra little bit was what it didn't make it fit. So I just split in the middle. You can't even see it like once it's assembled, I think. Whew, okay. Oh wow, we have 8 heated inserts left. That create an entire pile of parts here. And shall we do the front first? Let's do the front first. Front first. So for the front we need these parts. They have 5 holes. So oh, we forgot the heated inserts. Oh, see? Told you. I'm also too lazy to pull them off. So I'll just push them in like that. Okay, so that's another 4. Now we have 4 heated inserts left. I'm really curious, like, I mean, there shouldn't be like much more to come that needs heated inserts, I think. At least the cable chains, I think, need some. I mean, I have more, that's not a problem. Just wonder whether the fastener kit comes with enough. Yeah, it's definitely harder to put it into PLA. Also make sure it's a little bit flush or below. Okay. And then we flip that over. And then we have 2 more. Not ideal camera angle, sorry. Yeah, it's like you push them in and they spring out a bit. Like in PLA, it's not so good. Okay. Put it back on its feet. So now you saw all the mess down there. Maybe. No, you don't. I covered it perfectly up. Okay, cool. Then we said this one and that one with 5 screws. Let's check what those 5 screws are. So they're definitely like the M5, I guess by 10. But then on the bottom, I would assume we need an M3 by something. Let's see, so this one is M5 by 16 actually. Is that correct? M5 by 16? It's quite a long screw for that. M5 by 16. Whatever Fusion says. We do M5 by 16. And this one is M3 by 12. Okay. And then let's also quickly check for those here are M3 by 12. And those M3 by 8. Okay. Okay. Then let's start. I really wonder, like, I mean, those are short. Okay, barely poke out. Okay. Okay, I get that. Okay, then we need thumb screws. Move it over. So 5 by 16. No, it's M5 by 10, M5 by 10. Sometimes it's a bit hard to read the M3 by 12. We need, I guess, all of them. And let's see, where are the M5s? Maybe they do expect us to use the ones from the Ender. Because I don't see any. I mean, we have those. But it's only 4 and we need like 8 more. And 5 by 20, no, that's definitely the wrong ones. Oh, that's it. Okay. Nothing here. Okay, I also didn't put them out at some point, forgot to put them back. Let's see. I mean, we have enough screws, so that's not gonna stop us. Trying to see how to play it smart. So for those we have 7 for some reason. But they're quite choppy out there. I think it would work. Oh, it definitely work. Let's use those, and then let's use 2, like instead of 4. 2 should be fine. Again, like this is just for optics, I guess. We can also quickly check if there are some hidden gems in the Ender parts still. That definitely works. Like 2 is enough. Like it's not gonna fall off or anything. So there are, but they are definitely too long. They're also, I mean, no, let's roll. Let's roll with those we have. Do we have enough then? No, we're short 1. Oh, that's annoying. And then I just have the top one is here and the bottom one is here. So it's like overcross. Yeah, it's a bit annoying to get in. Here we go. Okay. And then the bottom one is the M3 by 12. let's put this up like that. Maybe you can also see it. I have AFG. Nope, not the first Voron. It's the number 2. I already built the V0 a couple of months ago. Like I also streamed it. So if you're interested in me attempting to build a Voron V0, you can check that out. That's number 2 because I don't think you can only have one. And this is my Ender, or like used to be my Ender. And I want to have one printer with 2 extruders. And this is what this will be. So we will have 2 of the M4 extruders on the side. And yeah, the goal pretty much is like to reuse as much as possible from the original Ender. So I will still use the MicroSiwss hotend. I mean, it's an all metal hotend, so it's not terrible. It's not like this won't be like a speed demon or anything. Like it's more to have like the dual extrusion and yeah, just a reliable printer. Like the Ender was a bit frustrating at times. So I just hope that like having like linear rails and everything just like improves the print quality, of course, but also just makes it a little bit more like reliable and predictable, I guess is the right word. I think it would have been smart to put those 2 together before mounting it here. Let's maybe put it on the side quickly. Because there's also one of those like brackets here that goes in here. And then I was thinking, like we need RGB on this, right? That's a must. So I like there's this like very nice cavity here, and there's this Voron cutout. So I think there is the perfect place to put a little RGB LED here. That will be like added later. 2 extruders, 1 hotend, interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like it's I just like the most simple way of dual extrusion. I mean, it's pretty much what the oh man, I forgot all the things today. The Prusa, how's it called? Oh god, yeah, like the multi-material unit, MMU. So the MMU does the exact same thing, right? Technically you have like 5 extruders. It's just 1 motor in this case, and 1 hotend. And also the ERCF is doing the same. Exactly, the Tai Chi also, like, I mean, the Tai Chi has the V, like the fork basically in the hotend, right? So for me, it will be in, basically I will have a stealth burner, but then basically instead of the extruder on the stealth burner, I will have like a V splitter in that spot. So it will be in plastic. So a tiny bit different, but yeah, the principle is the same. It will be fun to make that work, of course. Like I expect it to be not out of the box working. But I print so much like dual extrusion stuff at the moment. Like I really want to have a dual extrusion printer. Like actually, like the first printer I ever worked with, it wasn't mine, it was from my workplace. There was a Ultimaker S3 or something like that. That one had dual extrusion in the same manner. So it had one hotend. No, there's lie. That had two hotends. But yeah, you could do like really cool stuff with that. And I kind of want it. Here first. Yeah, with those like skirts now on, like it starts looking like a Switchwire. And then there's the second one of those. You're really running out of screws and stuff fast. So, I mean, like, technically there's not too much left afterwards, right? Like the entire bed assembly and everything, it's pretty much the most parts. Like, the X gantry is not as bad, or as many parts. Yeah, it's like down here. That's a perfect spot for RGB LED. And I still have like some of those addressable RGB strips, so I can just have one LED down here and one up here. And then, I mean, for now I have this headless front, but I kind of want to have like a very large Voron logo with LED here instead of a display. Let's see. That's then like a little bit like on the end, like when it's printing. Let's see. Let's assemble the front skirt first as one unit and then put it up. But man, yeah, now it needs too much space. I'm a bit like constrained here. So we have this one, and then we have this one, and that one, and the rest is for the back. I built this ref 1. I had some weirdness to it in hardware sizes. Yeah, I mean, I went with the V2 or the ref 2. The reason is like technically like the ref 1 uses less space, which is a solid argument for the ref 1. The reason why I went with the ref 2 is that we will have two main boards. My goal was, or like, is to reuse as much as possible from the original one. Quickly checking what screw size we have here. I guess it's M3/8, but let's double check. M3/8, yeah. So I want to reuse as much hardware as possible, and my Ender had a SKR Mini E3 V3 in it, so it's a good board. Like I will run Clipper on it. Of course, with two main boards, you have to use Clipper. But I also have a SKR Mini E3 V2, which works perfectly fine, except that the fan header is broken, so you can't use the fan header anymore. But together they can control 8 motors, I guess. So that's plenty for what I need. So I just use 2 boards instead of like buying a new main board that has 5 motor, or like 5 stepper drivers. 5 stepper drivers. My words. Oh, wait, I glued those. Oh, I remember. Oh shit. I remember. I wanted to print this part on the V0, but it was slightly too large, so you see it here. There's like, I glued this part. This was printed separately. There was like cracking noises right now. Yeah. But yeah, the Ref 1 basically it was really tightly packed, and I guess I could have made it work. But yeah, it's just why the hassle if there's a Ref 2 that has way more space. Let's see. This is not straight whatsoever. Let's quickly leave those loose. It's all loose. Yeah, I'm really running out of space here a bit with that. That's not a downside. Like the Ref 1, you know, would end here, basically, not here. Let me quickly move the soldering iron and the screws out of the way. And then I can put that here. See, now we can work. Oh. God damn. There are more heated inserts. God. There are so many. Four are left. Now the question? 4. Okay, so basically the hardware kit tells us that all heated inserts are assembled. So my concern is a bit like, not sure if you can see it on video, but like it bends out a bit. Like this will be pulled in, which is not a big deal. But now that I rediscovered that I have this part here glued, I'm a bit concerned, exactly. So this might not have been such a smart decision after all. I mean, I can glue this more. We can make it work. We can make it work. But yeah, this was already like making crackling noises. Okay. While the iron quickly heats up, let's just throw tons and tons and tons of glue on that. You can never have enough glue. And if it doesn't work, like we can reprint this part. I can't reprint on the V0, it's no problem. So we would have to wait until this printer is ready to print its own parts. I'll just put a little bit of stuff under here because I don't want to glue everything. I'm really just going for it here. Okay, let's also put some here. Okay. Tons of glue. So we should really push it in here. And then let's see. The question is whether we should break the other side loose as well and add more glue. But I guess if it's... Yeah. Let's do that. I only glued it in the middle. I think that's a problem. I only glued it here in this like middle section. But I should have added all the glue here on the side. Lost the glue. So I'm always messy when it comes to super glue. I already glued like my hand here. Just press it together for another second. I still see it like being a little bit like when I release the pressure it moves a bit, so I just hold it a little bit more Let me quickly put in the heated inserts. Okay. Move this over here to dry. How do we do that? Kind of not want to press like this for the heated inserts, so. It also doesn't quite work. Okay, I think I have to do this like kind of like off camera for a second. Sorry. This is a bit too tall. Okay, so 1, 2. I don't think this will focus that close. Oh, it does. On the positive side, it's basically eye level for me, so. One side. Yeah, but that means we have 0 heated inserts left, and I'm fairly certain we need some for the x-axis. Like not many, but some. I mean, I have plenty, but still curious to see whether they like counted it to the spot. Okay, here we go. So, now, sometimes that camera construction doesn't quite want to do what I want it to do. I mean, we can try. Let me quickly see what they use here. Screw-wise. So find a browser, and this is M3x8. Okay. We have plenty of those. Let's get one in each side. Yeah, it's definitely like you have to pull it in a bit. But I guess that's what you get by having all this like plastic parts here. Okay, still holding. I wonder whether we should also put on the deck panel, because the deck panel screws in here and this will also support that. Then basically my glue solution here wouldn't be under tension as much. Maybe we can also just not tighten the middle screws for now. Like those screws we can just leave like this for now. You know, basically when we put on the so here are the deck panels. This goes on like this. Let's see how we. What cutout goes where? Here, that's how they go. Exactly. So we can screw those in here, and then this will support that as well. A bit, I guess. Well, it's actually not doesn't need too much to pull in. So if we now put on the deck panel, is that stopping us from anything? I don't think so, right? Like, I mean, we need to access that, but it's not a big deal. Like, we have plenty space here. Same for the back. So I guess technically we can put on the deck panel as well. Let's see what they use there. Oh, interesting. They don't even have, like here for the front, they don't even have a screw. And here they use 5 by 10. Is that the same? Oh, for the back, it's the longer one. And this one is 5 by 10. And this one is 5 by 16. Okay, then let's put on those as well. Let's put on those as well, because then we have a little bit more support here. But there's one part missing here in the front that we also should insert first. This is this one here. Which we should also quickly investigate how that goes together. We skipped over that before. So this goes in here, and then the... Okay, there's no heated insert in that part. Okay. Okay. So this goes... Huh, well... in here. Like that. What do we need there? I would guess... we need a 3 by 8. So let's get an M3 by 8 in here. And then we have to flip it over. So here, yeah, not sure if you can see it, but there's like two, no you can't. There are like two heated inserts hidden in there. So if that is one. The second one? Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll just leave those loose for now a bit. Now we can tighten them loose. So then I tighten this one here. Oops. Okay. So then we need to insert some of the M5 nuts. Do this at first. And then there's M5 by 10. Hi Alex. So it's looking like a serious printer. Yeah, like it comes together. I'm just not really happy with the... I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but like the deck panel, there was like a bad choice of material. Like it's not a very nice finish. It's a bit scratchy and everything. But besides that, yeah, it starts coming together. Let's see, we just need to find the right screws. So here, M5 by 10. And then we need an M5 by 16. Which is this one here. We have exactly one of those. And then we need 3 of the 10s, which we have 4. Oh. One more is needed. Here we go. So, and this goes in here. Also starts to look like a big printer. Getting a bit cumbersome to have everything in view. Yep. It's a bit... Oh! You focus on absolute topmost bit of frame. Okay. Then let's put this in here. And on the back, there was something special. There was an M16, and then I think there was like the holder for the... Exactly, there's the holder for the cable chain. Which needs more heated inserts, and they did not give us enough heated inserts. I knew it. 3 more. I'll just put it here for now. We'll put it up, we'll pull it off later again. I just quickly want to get this kind of like mounted. Okay. And then we need to find some screws for here, because in Fusion they don't have screws there. It's just a hole. So my suggestion would be, like, I have some screws from pulling apart the Ender. And I mean, we won't get the same size as the M5s here. But we have some small socket heads. No, button cap heads, screws. They come from the Ender. Okay, so then my hope now basically is that this helps a bit. I just push this in and then tighten the screw. Yeah, now there's less tension, still a bit, but not too bad. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some flex in this entire thing. I'm not sure if I should loosen some of the screws just again to, but I guess like once you tighten this one, it pulls it together. But then I'm just really concerned that this is exactly where I have a glued connection. Yeah. I think I will attempt to print this in one piece, the front section. For now it's fine. I will also, I mean, don't do that at home. I'm just really concerned that I'm ripping out the glue parts here again. I'm just quickly putting a cable tie through here, just to support that a bit. Yeah, I didn't want to put it turn it over. Oh, come on. Okay, that's temporary, but just to help that a bit. Here you go. I fixed it. Let's call that temporary solution, which means this will be there for a long time. Couldn't even be bothered to like put the tie inside. Okay. Then let's quickly look inside. So, so those are the screws now here. So here are the cable ties I just put on. So let's, I mean, the cable ties already pull it together quite good. Let's just tighten those. And tighten those. I'm a bit afraid of cutting those cable ties, to be honest. I'll leave them there for now. Something to revisit later. Cool. Yeah, the panels are a bit noisy. I hope that doesn't translate to how the printer sounds later. If that would be the case, we need to find a solution. Because I'm not gonna live with that. Okay, let's put on the front thingy here. I'm not even gonna bother to look. I know it's like M3 by 8. M3 by 8 all the way. Doesn't want to go in. Here we go. Doesn't look too shabby. Ignore the cable ties. Doesn't look too shabby. Yeah, there's also like not too much flex now in the front part. And just let's see. Not too concerned about that. Yeah, I really like the looks, Alex. Those, not sure if you can see that on the video, but I actually went through the hassle and ironed those. So they look actually really nice. There's a little bit of like one artifact here, but they're really smooth and flat. I like that. Cool. Okay, so I would say let's do the backside as well, and then I think that would be a good point to cut it off. Okay, here we go. So this goes here. This goes there. That's the back part. Yeah, that is where the V0 was ever so slightly too small to print at, but I really wanted to print on the V0. So I had to split it, but it should be fine. There are like 2 screws here, 1, 2. So this will be pulled together. It's a shame in the front, like there's only 1 screw in the middle. If the front would have 2, it would be much better, I think, because then you wouldn't have to stress on those, but like a little bit here as well. But yeah, it's okay. Quickly put those together. I'm not sure why I'm using the Allen keys all the time when I have a perfectly nice driver here. You can reprint once Switchwire finished. Yeah, exactly, that's my plan. Like, the back part doesn't bother me that much, but in the front part what it did is, because the front part has the same dimensions, but the front part had the problem that I basically separated those like screw holes onto part I glued onto the back. And now basically, because the front part, there's a bit of stress. That's also why I put the deck panels already on. So the 3D printed side skirts here bow out a bit. So the front section has to pull it in. But now you see here, basically, this is where the glue connection is. So now basically, that's why I put like, I put 2 cable ties here to support a bit, but the glue connection basically otherwise would need to have the forces on that. By the way, if you hear music in the background, oh, I noticed my camera froze. This one froze. Okay, then let's wrap that up. Not sure why that froze. Maybe ran out of battery or something. If you hear loud music, there's the Pride weekend at the moment, and some people have fun outside. I also have fun inside. But yeah, if you hear music, that's the reason. So, we only have I can't hear, okay. It's really noisy actually, like for me it's really loud. It's the magic of noise suppression, I guess. Ah! It's a bit hard to reach. Right. Oh wait, it's the wrong side. Oh, that won't work. That goes here. Oh wait, then I put this one. Oh god. Back to start. Okay, let's put these on first. Okay, also move that quickly. And then we need to find one more screw that we can use here. Let's see. I mean, technically one would also suffice, but we have those two. It needs to be an M5. These are M4. Okay. I use this one for now. Like, those are all the screws I came from the Ender when I disassembled it. Oh, it's M4. It's M4? Well, it's M4. Too bad. Okay, then I need to search one of those. There goes another M3 in the bottom. So it should be fine. It's just the skirt. Just the skirt. One goes here. Oh, let's flip that over. And at the middle section. Not really touching it yet. Also need two more screws. So one second, I could get it. Put this screw in from the bottom. Not quite a deal to reach. No, now it's in. Okay. Okay, let's align it all a bit. I guess just push it together. And it's the same here, like there's a bit of a gap now. Like here's quite a gap. Not quite sure what it's supposed to go together. Let's tighten those first. Tighten those first. And then let's see if we can... I guess there's not much you can push in because they're actually the aluminum extrusions. So it's like you can pull it apart in the middle, but that's pretty much it. Okay, I guess we have to live with that. Let's take a look from the outside. Yeah, looks okay, I guess. Like there's the gap, but there's not really something I can do about that. Oh, well, I could have shown anything. I mean, there's the gap, but sort of like pulling this out and then having the gap in the middle, there's not much I can do. So I guess also this part is up for a reprint. That is also up for reprint. Yeah, now we can put on the covers. We can put on the covers, and then I think it looks slowly like it's supposed to be. Ironic. Well, I think it looks more than it actually is because I put on all the yeah, my face is frozen, I know. I'm also about to wrap it up now. I think the camera crapped out. You have to live with my voice only and my hands. Okay. Last thing, let's put on the fan. Let's put the fan. That needs to be this orientation, I think. I have it in already, that fits. Oh, I have to put it in from the parts. Here we go. That is a fan. And we have a fan grill. Oh. Flipped it over. I think it's best to put it on the side. No way! Well, that doesn't work. That does not fit. I mean, ignore the cable going out the wrong way. But that interferes with everything. Okay, it's something we need to fix in Fusion. So basically, I mean, it doesn't even go to the spot it's supposed to be. Well, I could have seen that coming, but okay. So we need to have a new bracket there to hold the fan. This one doesn't work. Oh, and there are 4 heated inserts in here. I wonder where we need those. Okay, I have to pull them out. Okay, so that needs to be changed. What a shame. Okay. Then I guess it's something we can do next time. That we model something in Fusion and then we can print it on the V0 during the stream. But it explains, like, I was like looking for heated inserts. I'm not sure if I took those heated inserts from that pack. I don't think so. I think those came from spare parts I still have. But we will get this fan grill mounted. I like this fan grill. Okay, so then let me put that back and those go in here. Let me quickly see if I can do something with. Here we go, maybe. Let me see. It's frozen? Ah, no, it's frozen. Interesting. Here we go. Ugly, but it works. Cool. Then I would say that's a good point to cut it off. I'm hungry. That's the main reason. And I tend to get hungry at some point. I think like it's a really cool point, or like a really cool progress. So this was like my main concern. This works now well. I'm still like really enjoying moving that back and forth. Like it's such like satisfying thing. So a couple of things we need to polish up on next time. So firstly, we need to redo that fan bracket on the back. And then basically this contraption here just, that doesn't really work. I think I will keep the front part for now, because I briefly mentioned before, so my plan is to have like a RGB Voron logo in the front here. So this part will need to be replaced anyways. You can see I used some cable ties here. So the problem is basically there's two sections of this part are glued, and the glued sections at the moment take all the pressure from those parts kind of like bending outward a bit. So yeah, that's why I have the cable ties here, but for now it's fine. I also don't like that this one is completely open, like there's nothing back here. So I think I'll do one of those like fancy mesh behind the big mesh kind of solutions here, just to like not have like this completely open. But then I will combine it with like designing the middle part for the RGB Voron logo. I don't have to print it now to look at it for like a week and then throw it out again. So that's it. But yeah, the rest is super fine. I'm also a bit concerned, like the panels are a bit like, there's like a mounting point missing here or something. Just to make it a little bit less wobbly. I think it's fine because I will glue the electronics a little bit to it, so this will be like quite heavy. But yeah, besides that, happy. Coming together. So next time, let's finish up the fan, and then it's part for the gantry. That would be next step. And it's like already like the motion system is quite complete then, right? Like if we have the XZ thingy here. Yeah, Alex, I know you're a big fan of those mini mesh in big mesh. I'll ask you for some advice on how to make that happen in the most efficient way. But yeah, I mean, there would be actually like a really cool use case. Like once the printer is printing with two extruders, having like the mini yellow mesh inside the black front part, that would be actually a really cool use case to use that as a printer for the printer here, or the printer 4. Cool. Okay. Then, thanks everyone for tuning in, and see you next week with some XZ belts and motion system. Until then, see you.